The silence before the storm. The research station Kepler-4 for had been humanity's pride for over a decade. Nestled in the habitable zone of its red dwarf star, the station housed 15,000 scientists, engineers, and their families. They studied exotic matter, developed new terraforming techniques, and pushed the boundaries of human knowledge. Dr. Sarah Chen had just made a breakthrough in quantum field manipulation when the Vorthan warships appeared. The attack came without warning. No communication, no demands, just overwhelming firepower. The Vorthan Empire's dreadnoughts opened fire with plasma cannons that turned the station's hull into molten metal. Emergency systems failed within minutes. Escape pods launched desperately into the void, but the Vorthan fighters hunted them down with ruthless efficiency. In 37 minutes, Kepler-4 for became a debris field of twisted metal and frozen corpses. Commander Vexval of the Vorthan Empire watched the destruction from his flagship's bridge. His scaled features showed satisfaction as he dictated. His report: the human pest nest has been eliminated. Their primitive technology offered no resistance. The galaxy will see that the Vorthan Empire does not tolerate unauthorized expansion into our sphere of influence. News of the massacre reached Earth through automated distress beacons. The footage was horrific. Families torn apart by vacuum exposure. Scientists who had dedicated their lives to peace, floating lifeless in space. Children who would never see their next birthday. The images spread through human space like wildfire, igniting rage and grief in equal measure. But Earth's response was strange. No angry statements from the Terran Federation. No demands for justice at the Galactic Council. No mobilization of the human fleet. Just silence. The Galactic Council convened on the neutral station, Nexus Prime. Representatives from dozens of species gathered to discuss the human situation. The Vorthan ambassador, a massive reptilian creature named Kreshmor, dominated the proceedings with his imposing presence. The humans are newcomers, Kreshmor hissed through his translator. They arrived in this galaxy merely 2 centuries ago. They have no claim to systems beyond their birth world. We have shown them the consequences of overreach. The Altarian delegate, a graceful being of crystalline structure, chimed in with harmonious tones. Perhaps the response was excessive. 15,000 lives lost over a territorial dispute. Kreshmor's eyes glowed with menace. The humans needed to learn their place. They are weak, isolated, and possess inferior technology. This lesson was necessary. The Zephyrian representative, a cloud-like entity that communicated through color changes, pulsed with uncertainty. Where is the human response? Surely they will demand justice. Ambassador Kreshmor laughed, a sound like grinding stone. They cower in fear. The humans know they cannot challenge the Vorthan Empire. Their silence proves their weakness. But the humans weren't cowering. Across their scattered colonies, a different kind of response was taking shape. On Mars, the massive Olympus shipyards had gone dark. Their usual commercial traffic replaced by military vessels arriving under cloak of night. The asteroid mining stations of the belt had ceased all civilian operations, their massive fusion reactors redirected to unknown purposes. Admiral Marcus Rivera stood in the command center deep beneath Luna's surface. The facility had been built in secret over 50 years, carved into the moon's core and shielded from all forms of detection. Around him, holographic displays showed the positions of human ships across dozens of systems. Status report, Rivera commanded. Colonel Elena Vasquez. pulled up the tactical display. Project Retribution is at 87% completion. The 5th Fleet has reached the Tau Ceti system. The 9th and 12th Fleets are holding position in the Vega corridor. All units are running silent. Rivera nodded grimly, and the special projects that Phantom-class destroyers are performing beyond expectations. Our new quantum displacement drives are completely invisible to known scanning technology. The Vorthon have no idea we're surrounding them. Dr. James Liu, the Federation's chief scientist, joined the conversation. The exotic matter research from Kepler-44 to B wasn't lost. Dr. Chen transmitted her findings before the attack. We've weaponized her quantum field discoveries. Our new plasma shielding can absorb and redirect energy attacks. Rivera studied the galactic map. Red dots marked Vorthin military installations across 37 systems. 15,000 innocent people, he said quietly. Scientists, engineers, children. They thought they could murder our people and face no consequences. The silence from Earth continued for 30 days. The Galactic Council grew increasingly puzzled. Some species began to wonder if the humans had simply accepted their fate. The Vorthin Empire celebrated their easy victory, convinced they had eliminated a potential rival before it could become a threat. But in the depths of space, unseen by alien sensors, humanity prepared for war. The human colonies had been connected by a quantum communication network that the Vorthin couldn't detect. Messages flowed between worlds in real time, coordinating the largest military operation in human history. Every colony contributed ships, personnel, and resources. The Outer Rim settlements provided intelligence on alien shipping routes. The industrial worlds manufactured weapons and supplies. The core worlds coordinated strategy and logistics. Captain Diana Park commanded the stealth ship Nemesis, positioned just outside the Vorthon capital system. Her crew monitored enemy communications, mapping their defenses and troop movements. The Vorthin believed they were invincible, their massive dreadnoughts and energy shields making them the dominant military force in the galaxy. They're not taking any precautions, Park reported to Admiral Rivera. No increased patrols, no defensive preparations. They think we're broken. Rivera's voice crackled through the quantum communicator. Good. Let them think that. How many civilians in the primary system? Approximately 2.3 billion Vorthin, and another 500 million from client species. All non-combatants. Remember our rules of engagement. No civilian casualties. No infrastructure damage beyond military targets. We're here to deliver justice, not genocide. The human fleets moved like ghosts through space. Their new quantum displacement drives left, no energy signature, no gravitic disturbance. They could appear anywhere instantly, bypassing traditional faster-than-light travel entirely. The Vorthin sensors, designed to detect conventional warp signatures, remained blind to humanity's approach. On the 31st day after the Kepler-44 to be massacre, the Vorthin Empire received an unexpected visitor. A single human corvette appeared at the edge of their capital system, broadcasting on all frequencies. The ship's captain, a young woman named Lieutenant Sarah Kim, delivered a simple message. This is the Terran Federation vessel Remembrance. We come bearing a message for the Vorthin Empire. You destroyed our research station and murdered 15,000 innocent people. You believed we were weak because we chose diplomacy over aggression. You mistook our patience for fear. You were wrong. The Vorthin fleet responded immediately. 50 dreadnoughts converged on the small human ship, their weapons charging. But the Remembrance simply vanished, its quantum displacement drive carrying it to safety in an instant. Then the real message began. When Earth answers, the first sign of humanity's true response came as energy readings that defied explanation. Across 17 Vorthan systems, space itself seemed to ripple and bend. The alien scientists monitoring their sensors couldn't believe what they were seeing. Energy signatures beyond their comprehension were appearing everywhere at once. Then the ships materialized. 500,000 human vessels emerged from quantum displacement fields simultaneously. They appeared in perfect formation around every military installation, every orbital platform, every fleet base. The ships were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Their hulls were midnight black, absorbing light and sensor beams alike. They moved with impossible precision, as if controlled by a single mind. Admiral Rivera stood on the bridge of the dreadnought, righteous fury, watching the tactical display as his forces completed their deployment. Every human ship was exactly where it needed to be. Years of planning, months of preparation, and 31 days of silence had led to this moment. "All units report ready," Colonel Vasquez announced. "We have complete tactical supremacy across all target systems." The Vorthan response was immediate and predictable. Their warships opened fire with everything they had. Plasma cannons erupted. In brilliant displays of destruction, energy beams that could vaporize asteroids lanced out toward the human fleet. Missile barrages filled space with explosive fury, but the human ships simply absorbed it all. The new quantum field generators created protective barriers that turned the Vorthan weapons against themselves. Energy attacks were captured, amplified, and redirected. The massive Vorthan dreadnoughts found their own plasma cannons turned back on them with doubled intensity. Their shields, designed to withstand conventional weapons, crumbled under the assault of their own redirected firepower. Captain Diana Park watched from the Nemesis as the Vorthan 7th Fleet was systematically dismantled. "Target their weapon systems only," she ordered her crew. "No engine damage, no life support systems. We want them disabled, not destroyed." The battle, if it could be called that, lasted exactly 17 minutes. The entire Vorthan military, across 37 systems, was reduced to helpless hulks drifting in space. Their crews were alive, but completely defenseless. Every orbital platform, every military starbase, every weapons facility had been neutralized with surgical precision. Commander Vexval, the same Vorthan who had ordered the destruction of Kepler-4 for to be, found himself aboard a powerless flagship. His bridge crews stared at their dead instruments in shock. Emergency lighting cast eerie shadows across the scaled faces of beings who had never known defeat. "How?" Vexval whispered. "How did they do this?" The answer came in the form of a transmission from Admiral Rivera himself. The human appeared on the Vorthan view screen, his uniform crisp and his expression cold. "Commander Vexval, I believe you wanted to teach humanity about our limitations. Consider this our response. Your fleet is disabled but intact. Your crews are alive and unharmed. This is not mercy born of weakness, but restraint born of strength." Vexval's reptilian features twisted with rage. "You think this changes anything? The Vorthan Empire has thousands of ships, millions of warriors. You can't, what?" Rivera interrupted. "Can't disable your entire military in under 20 minutes. Can't appear anywhere in the galaxy instantly. Can't redirect your own weapons against you? We just did all of that." The Admiral's image shifted, showing tactical displays of the simultaneous attacks. Every Vorthan military asset in 17 systems has been neutralized. Your planetary defense networks are offline. Your communication arrays are jammed. Your government officials are under protective custody to prevent them from ordering civilian casualties in desperation. The scope of the human achievement was staggering. Across the galaxy, alien species monitored the situation with growing amazement and fear. The humans had demonstrated technological capabilities that surpassed every known civilization. But more importantly, they had shown perfect restraint. Not a single civilian casualty. Not one non-military target damaged. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session aboard Nexus Prime. The same representatives who had dismissed humanity's silence now watched in stunned silence as reports flooded in from across Vorthan space. The Altarian delegates' crystalline form flickered with nervous energy. The humans have achieved total victory without a single death. How is this possible? The Zephyrian representative pulsed with colors that indicated deep confusion. Their technology is beyond our understanding. Quantum displacement, energy redirection, simultaneous multi-system operations. They've been hiding their true capabilities for decades. Ambassador Kreshmore was notably absent from the proceedings. The Vorthan Empire's diplomatic corps had been recalled to deal with the crisis at home. In their place, a junior aide stammered through a prepared statement. The Vorthan Empire ... requests mediation in this dispute. We are prepared to discuss terms for the resolution of this conflict. The words hung in the air like a death sentence. The mighty Vorthan Empire, which had terrorized the galaxy for centuries, was begging for mercy from the weak humans. They had attacked. Admiral Rivera's image appeared on the main display of the Galactic Council chamber. His voice was calm but carried an undertone of absolute authority. To all members of the Galactic Council, and to all species listening to this transmission. 1 month ago, the Vorthan Empire attacked and destroyed our research station at Kepler-4 for Tabi. They murdered 15,000 innocent people, men, women, and children who had dedicated their lives to advancing scientific knowledge for the benefit of all species. The Admiral paused, letting the weight of his words settle over the assembly. The Vorthan believed they could commit this atrocity without consequences. They mistook our peaceful nature for weakness. They thought our silence meant acceptance. They were wrong on all counts. The tactical display shifted to show the current positions of human fleets. The sheer scale of the operation became clear. Hundreds of thousands of ships, all invisible to conventional sensors, all capable of appearing anywhere instantly. We could have responded immediately with overwhelming force. We could have turned their worlds to glass and their fleets to scrap metal. Instead, we chose patience. We chose precision. We chose to demonstrate that true strength lies not in the ability to destroy, but in the wisdom to show restraint. Rivera's expression hardened, but make no mistake, our restraint has limits. The Vorthan Empire's military has been completely neutralized. Their government will face trial for war crimes. Reparations will be paid to the families of those lost at Kepler 442b. And if any species in this galaxy believes they can follow the Vorthan example, they will discover that humanity's patience is not infinite. The transmission continued with specific terms for the Vorthan surrender: complete disarmament, war crimes, trials, territorial concessions, and 50 years of supervised reconstruction. The once mighty empire would be reduced to a protectorate under human oversight, but the real message was directed at the galaxy as a whole. For 2 centuries, humanity has sought peaceful coexistence with all species. We have shared our knowledge, our resources, and our friendship freely. We have asked only for the same in return. Today, we have shown that our peaceful nature should not be mistaken for weakness. We hope this demonstration will be the last time such a lesson is necessary. The human fleets began to withdraw as suddenly as they had appeared. The quantum displacement drives activated, and 500,000 warships vanished into the void. They left behind only the disabled Vorthan vessels and a galaxy that would never again underestimate the species from the small blue world in the aftermath. The balance of power in the galaxy shifted forever. The Vorthan Empire, once the dominant military force, became a cautionary tale. Other aggressive species reconsidered their expansion plans. The Galactic Council underwent reforms to prevent future atrocities, and humanity, having revealed their true capabilities, settled back into their role as peaceful explorers and scientists. But now, whenever disputes arose or tensions mounted, the galaxy remembered the lesson of the Vorthan Empire. They remembered that the humans who shared their knowledge so freely also possessed the power to reshape the cosmos in 17 minutes. The research station at Kepler 442b was rebuilt, better and stronger than before. A memorial wall listed the names of all who had died in the attack, but above it, in letters that caught the light of the red dwarf star, were the words that had become humanity's unofficial motto in the galaxy. We are not your enemies, we are your friends, but we are not your victims. The galaxy had asked to see humanity's limits. Now they knew there were none.